Commander Jake Morrison stood at the edge of the massive council chamber. The room was huge, bigger than any building he had ever seen on Earth. 12 different alien species sat in a circle around him. Each one looked down at him like he was. Some kind of insect. The chamber was on station Kepler 9, floating in space between the stars. This was where the galaxy's most powerful races made their decisions. Today, they were deciding whether Earth deserved better technology. Jake felt small. In his simple blue uniform, the aliens wore fancy robes and had strange devices attached to their bodies. Some had 4 arms, others had scales like fish. The most frightening one had crystal skin that sparkled in the light. Dr. Lisa Parker sat behind Jake. She was Earth's best scientist, but even she looked nervous. Her hands shook slightly as she held her data pad. The information on it contained Earth's request for fusion. Drive technology. High Counselor Zareth floated above the others. She was ancient, older than human civilization. Her body was like smoke, always changing shape. When she spoke, her voice echoed through the chamber. The humans from Earth wish to speak, she said. They want fusion drive technology. Jake stepped forward. He had practiced this speech many times. Honorable Council, humanity has shown we can be trusted. We have followed all galactic laws. We ask for fusion drive technology so we can explore space better. The chamber fell silent. Then, something unexpected happened. The aliens started laughing. Vexhai Corthan was the first to make noise. He was from the Zalarian race, covered in purple crystals. His laughter sounded like breaking glass. Did this monkey just ask for fusion drives? He said to the others. Ambassador Thurak joined in. He was a massive creature with thick skin and small eyes. These humans still use chemical rockets, he said. They are like children playing with firecrackers. More aliens started laughing. The sound filled the chamber. Jake felt his face turn red, but he kept standing straight. Look at him, said another alien with tentacles for arms. He thinks he is equal to us. Humans have been in space for what, 200 years? We have been traveling the stars for thousands. Vexhai stood up. His crystal body reflected the chamber's lights. Earth humans are barely evolved apes. They cling to one small world like scared babies. Why should we give them anything? The laughter grew louder. Jake could see Dr. Parker behind him, quietly recording everything with her device. Her face showed no emotion, but her eyes were sharp. They fight wars with bullets, said a snake-like. Alien bullets. While we have plasma weapons that can destroy moons. Thurak slammed his fist on his chair. I have seen their military reports. They call their biggest ships carriers, and they float on water. Water, like primitive sea creatures. The mockery continued for several minutes. Each alien tried to say something funnier about humans. They talked about Earth's tiny population, simple technology, and weak military. They acted like humans were pets that had learned to talk. Jake listened to it all. He did not speak or move. Inside, he felt angry, but he knew showing emotion would make things worse. He had been trained for this moment. High Counselor Zareth finally raised her hand. The laughter stopped. The council will now vote, she said. All in favor of giving fusion drive technology to Earth? No hands rose. Not one alien supported Earth's request. All opposed? Every alien in the chamber raised their hand or tentacle or claw. The vote was unanimous against Earth. The request is denied, Zareth announced. Earth may reapply in 50 years if they show significant progress. Vexhai smiled, showing sharp crystal teeth. Maybe by then they will have learned to build rockets that do not explode on the launch pad. More laughter filled the chamber. Jake bowed slightly. Thank you for your consideration, he said. His voice was calm and respectful. As he turned to leave, he heard Thurex say to another alien, "We should send them some toys. Maybe some wooden blocks to play with." The aliens found this very funny. Their laughter followed Jake and Dr. Parker. As they walked toward the exit, outside the chamber, Jake stopped. Dr. Parker caught up with him. "Did you get all of that?" he asked quietly. She nodded and touched her recording device. "Every word, every laugh, every insult." "Good," Jake said. "Send it through the quantum channel. Full encryption." Dr. Parker's fingers moved quickly over her device. "Message sent," she said after a moment. Jake looked back at the chamber doors. He could still hear the aliens talking and laughing inside. They were probably making more jokes about humans. "They think we are children," Jake said. Dr. Parker smiled. For the first time that day, let them think that. Children grow up. As they walked toward their small transport ship, Jake thought about the message they had just sent. It was traveling faster than light toward a place the aliens did not know existed. A place where humanity's real strength was hidden. Soon, the laughter would stop. Soon, the galaxy would learn that humans were not the children they appeared to be. But for now, Jake would let them laugh. The louder they laughed today, the more shocked they would be tomorrow. The transport ship carried them away from Kepler 9. Behind them, the aliens continued their meeting, still making jokes about the primitive humans from Earth. They had no idea that their mockery had just started a chain of events that would change the galaxy forever. The message from Jake Morrison traveled through space faster than light itself. It used quantum communication, a technology the aliens thought humans did not have. The message crossed 50 light years in just minutes. Its destination was a place that did not exist on any galactic map. To outside observers, it looked like a simple asteroid field. Rocks floated in space, slowly spinning in the darkness. Nothing seemed special about this place, but appearances can lie deep inside the asteroid field. Massive metal structures hid behind false rock surfaces. This was New Olympus, humanity's greatest secret. The city was huge, stretching across 200 cubic kilometers of space. 2 million humans lived and worked here, completely hidden from the galaxy. Admiral Ben Curtis stood in the command center when the message arrived. He was a tall man with gray hair and calm eyes. Around him, dozens of screens showed different parts of the hidden city. Engineers worked on new ships, scientists studied alien technology, and families lived normal lives in artificial gravity. "Sir, priority message from Ambassador Morrison," said Captain Ryan Mitchell. He was young but skilled, one of humanity's best pilots. He handed Admiral Curtis a data pad. The Admiral read the message quickly. His face showed no emotion, but his eyes grew harder. "They laughed at us," he said quietly. "Sir?" Captain Ryan asked. "The aliens. They laughed at our request for fusion drives. They called us apes and children." Admiral Curtis touched a button on his chair. "Dr. Foster, report to command immediately." Dr. Amy Foster arrived within minutes. She was the chief scientist of New Olympus and one of the smartest humans alive. Her hair was tied back, and she wore a simple lab coat covered in equations. "You saw the message?" Admiral Curtis asked. "Yes," Dr. Foster said. "They rejected our request. They think we are primitive." Admiral Curtis smiled coldly. "Good. Let me show you something." He pressed more buttons on his chair. The main screen changed to show the outside of New Olympus. But now, the fake asteroid shells were pulling back. Underneath, the real city appeared. Massive domes held parks and lakes. Tall towers reached into space, covered in lights. Ships moved between the structures like fish in an ocean. Everything was clean, bright, and impossibly advanced. This is what they think is primitive. Admiral Curtis said. Dr. Foster walked to another screen. Our matter replicators can create anything we need. Our quantum computers can solve problems in seconds that would take alien machines years. Our artificial gravity is so advanced that we can create Earth-normal conditions anywhere. Captain Ryan looked amazed. He had lived here for years, but seeing it all at once was still incredible. How long have we been building this? 47 years, Dr. Foster said. We started after the first alien ship crashed on Earth. We reverse-engineered their technology and made it better. Admiral Curtis called up more screens. Show him the fleet. The view changed to show New Olympus's hidden shipyards. Hundreds of ships floated in organized rows. They were sleek and deadly, with technology that made alien vessels look ancient. 500 ships, Admiral Curtis said. Each one more advanced than anything the aliens have. We took their designs and improved them. Dr. Foster pointed to different ships. These are our destroyers. They can fire plasma beams that cut through alien hull armor like paper. These are our carriers. They hold fighter ships that are faster than anything the aliens can build. And this, Admiral Curtis said, pointing to the largest ship, is our flagship, the New Horizon. It is 3 times bigger than the largest alien warship. Captain Ryan walked closer to the screen. They have no idea we exist. Exactly, Dr. Foster said. For 50 years, we have let them think we are primitive. We showed them only old rockets and simple weapons. Meanwhile, we built this. Admiral Curtis brought up another screen. It showed secret human bases throughout the galaxy. We have hidden stations near every alien homeworld. We have been watching them, learning from them, preparing. Preparing for what? Captain Ryan asked. For this moment, Admiral Curtis said. He picked up a red phone. General Williams, this is Admiral Curtis. Authorization code Alpha 77. Begin Operation Revelation. On another screen, General Kate Williams appeared. She was in charge of military operations. Understood, Admiral. All units are ready. Dr. Foster sat down at a computer. I am activating the quantum communication network. All human forces will be coordinated. Admiral Curtis looked at the screens showing his hidden city. For decades, we have been patient. We let them laugh at us. We let them think we were weak. But patience has its rewards. Captain Ryan was reading reports on his datapad. Sir, our intelligence teams report that the aliens have become lazy. They stopped developing new technology centuries ago. Of course they did, Dr. Foster said. When you think you are the strongest, you stop trying to get stronger. That was their mistake. Admiral Curtis pressed another button. Throughout New Olympus, alarms began to sound. Not emergency alarms, but preparation alarms. Every human in the city knew what they meant. All department heads report to battle stations, Admiral Curtis announced. This is not a drill. Operation Revelation is now active. The city came alive with activity. Workers ran to their positions. Ships began moving out of the hidden shipyards. The massive dome that covered New Olympus started to open. Dr. Foster was working at multiple computers at once. Sir, all stealth systems are ready. Our ships can approach any alien world without being detected. Good, Admiral Curtis said. Captain Mitchell, prepare my personal ship. We are going to Kepler 9. Captain Ryan looked surprised. Sir, are we attacking the station? Admiral Curtis smiled. No, Captain. We are going to introduce ourselves properly. The aliens wanted to see what humans could do. Now they will get their wish. Dr. Foster looked up from her computers. Admiral, all human forces report ready. We have ships positioned near every major alien world. We have intelligence teams ready to move. The entire operation can begin on your command. Admiral Curtis stood up. Through the windows of the command center, he could see his city preparing for war. But this would not be a war of destruction. This would be a war of revelation. "Send a message to Ambassador Morrison," he said. "Tell him to request another meeting with the Galactic Council. Tell him we have something new to show them." As the message was sent, Admiral Curtis looked at the screens showing alien worlds. Soon, those worlds would learn that the primitive humans were not as primitive as they seemed. The galaxy was about to change, and humanity would be the ones changing. The laughter was about to stop. Lieutenant Colonel Steve Martinez checked his equipment one final time. His stealth suit was black as space itself, designed to make him invisible to alien sensors. Around him, his team of 12 soldiers prepared for the most important mission in human history. "Remember," he said to his team, "we are observers, not attackers. We gather information and get out. No one gets hurt unless they discover us first." They were aboard the stealth ship Silent Runner, approaching the Zellarian homeworld. The ship was completely invisible to alien technology. Even if the Zellarians looked directly at it, they would see nothing but empty space. Commander Nick Taylor was the ship's captain. He had been flying stealth missions for 10 years, but never anything this important. "We are now in orbit around Zellara Prime," he announced. "Their sensors show nothing. We are ghosts." Dr. Helen Grant was the team's alien expert. She studied the readings from the planet below. "Interesting," she said. "Their defense systems are very old. I am seeing technology that is at least 300 years behind what we expected." Lieutenant Colonel Martinez looked at the data. "Are you sure?" "Positive," Dr. Grant said. "These defensive satellites are using plasma cannons from the last century. Their shield generators are so old that our weapons could cut through them easily." The team prepared to go to the planet's surface. They would use small pods that looked like space debris. The Zellarians would never suspect that humans were landing on their most protected world. Meanwhile, similar missions were happening across the galaxy. Captain Ryan Mitchell was leading a team to the Krogan homeworld. Agent Claire Johnson was infiltrating a research station. Major Tom Parker was observing alien military bases. On the Krogan homeworld, Captain Mitchell could not believe what he was seeing. The aliens who had mocked humanity's primitive weapons were using technology that was centuries old. "Look at this," he said to his team. "Their tanks still use chemical explosives. Their aircraft cannot even break the sound barrier. This is what they call advanced." His team moved through the Krogan capital city. The buildings were large and impressive, but the technology inside was ancient. The Krogans had stopped developing new weapons long ago. "They are living in the past," said Sergeant Lisa Brown. "They think their old technology is still the best because no one has challenged them." Captain Mitchell recorded everything with his advanced cameras. "Command will not believe this. The Krogans could not fight a war with Earth's current military, let alone our hidden forces." On the research station, Agent Claire Johnson had an even bigger surprise. She had used her shape-shifting suit to look like a Zellarian scientist. The aliens around her had no idea she was human. "The new plasma rifle project is complete," one alien scientist said to another. "It took us 50 years to develop." Agent Johnson looked at the new weapon. It was less powerful than rifles that human soldiers had been using for decades. She quietly recorded the weapon's specifications. "This will revolutionize warfare," the alien scientist continued. "No army in the galaxy can stand against this." Agent Johnson almost laughed. The weapon was so weak that a human soldier's basic armor could stop it. She copied all the research data and sent it back to New Olympus. Major Tom Parker was having similar experiences on a military base. The aliens' secret weapons were toys compared to human technology. Their fastest ships were slower than human transport vessels. They stopped trying. he reported to his team. They became so comfortable being the strongest that they forgot to stay strong. Back on the Zalarian homeworld, Lieutenant Colonel Martinez and his team had reached the planet's main military complex. They moved like shadows through the facility, recording everything. Dr. Grant was shocked by what she found. Their computers are so old that I could hack them with a basic datapad. Their security systems have not been updated in centuries. The team found the Zalarians' most secret military plans. They discovered that the aliens had not fought a real war in over 1,000 years. Their military was designed for parades, not battles. They are not warriors anymore, Lieutenant Colonel Martinez said. They are bureaucrats playing with old weapons. The team copied every file they could find. They learned about alien supply lines, command structures, and weaknesses. The information would be priceless in the coming days. As they prepared to leave, Dr. Grant made one final discovery. Colonel, you need to see this. She had found communications between the alien races. The messages showed that all the advanced civilizations had the same problem. They were all using old technology. They had all stopped developing new weapons. They are all living in the past, Dr. Grant said. Every single one of them. The human teams completed their missions across the galaxy. Each one reported the same thing. The aliens were not as advanced as they claimed. Their technology was ancient, their militaries were weak, and their defenses were full of holes. Admiral Curtis received all the reports at New Olympus. He read them with growing amazement. They are not just arrogant, he said to Dr. Foster. They are completely helpless. Dr. Foster reviewed the data. Sir, our analysis shows that humanity's current technology is more advanced than anything the aliens have. Our hidden technology is centuries ahead of theirs. Admiral Curtis called a meeting of all department heads. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just learned something incredible. The aliens who mocked us are using technology that we surpassed decades ago. General Kate Williams looked at the military reports. Sir, with respect, this seems too good to be true. How can they be so weak? Because they stopped trying, Admiral. Curtis said, when you are the strongest for too long, you forget that others might be getting stronger. Dr. Foster brought up a holographic display. Look at this comparison. Their best weapon versus our basic infantry rifle. Their fastest ship versus our transport vessel. Their strongest shield versus our mining laser. In every case, human technology was superior. The aliens had mocked humanity for being primitive, but they were the ones living in the past. Captain Ryan Mitchell had just returned from his mission. Sir, I have to report something else. The aliens are scared? Scared? Admiral Curtis asked. Yes, sir. They talk about staying in their safe territories. They avoid exploring new regions of space. They are afraid of finding something stronger than them. Admiral Curtis smiled, and they are about to find exactly that. The intelligence gathering was complete. Every human team had returned safely. The aliens never knew they had been watched, studied, and measured. Now humanity knew the truth. The galaxy's most powerful races were not powerful at all. They were ancient, weak, and completely unprepared for what was coming. Admiral Curtis looked at his officers. Gentlemen, prepare the fleet. It is time to show the galaxy what real advancement looks like. The hunt was over. Now came the revelation. The Galactic Council was meeting again at Station Kepler to 9. This time, they were not discussing requests from primitive worlds. Strange readings had been detected throughout the galaxy. Ships that appeared and disappeared without explanation. Technology that should not exist. Vexhai Corthan was more nervous than usual. His crystal skin flickered with worried colors. These readings make no sense, he said to the other council members. Ships that are invisible to our sensors. How is this possible? Ambassador Thurek slammed his massive fist on the table. It must be a mistake in our equipment. No one has technology better than ours. High Counselor Zareth floated above the others, her smoke-like body moving restlessly. The readings came from 12 different worlds, all of our most advanced. Sensor networks detected the same thing. The council chamber was filled with tension. For the first time in centuries, the aliens were afraid. Something was out there, something they did not understand. Perhaps it is a natural phenomenon, suggested the snake-like alien representative. Solar flares or cosmic radiation? Solar flares do not leave energy signatures, said another alien. These readings show artificial technology. Very advanced artificial technology. As they argued, a communication came in. Commander Jake Morrison was requesting another meeting with the council. The aliens were surprised. They had just rejected Earth's request days ago. Why would the human come back so soon? Vex High asked. Maybe he wants to beg again, Thurak said with a laugh. These humans never learn. High Counselor Zareth approved the meeting. Let the human speak. Perhaps he has information about these strange readings. Commander Morrison's transport ship approached the station. But this time, something was different. The ship's energy signature was much stronger than before. The alien sensors could barely read it. That is not the same ship, said a technician. This vessel has technology I have never seen. The aliens became more nervous. How could a primitive human have a ship with such advanced technology? Morrison entered the council chamber. He looked the same as before, calm and respectful. But Dr. Lisa Parker was not with him this time. Instead, he was followed by a woman in an impressive military uniform. Honorable Council, Morrison said, I would like to present President Maria Rodriguez, leader of the human colonial government. The aliens were confused. Earth was supposed to be a single planet with a simple government. What was this colonial government? President Rodriguez stepped forward. She was a strong woman with confident eyes. Greetings, members of the Galactic Council. I come here today to discuss the future of our relationships. Vexhai laughed nervously. Relationships? We barely know you exist. Earth is just one small planet with primitive technology. President Rodriguez smiled. Is it? Computer, begin revelation protocol. Suddenly, the space around Station Kepler 9 began to change. Ships appeared out of nowhere, hundreds of them. They surrounded the station in perfect formation. The aliens. Sensors went crazy. Alarms sounded throughout the station. The ships that had just appeared were massive, sleek, and obviously very advanced. This is impossible, Thurak said, his voice shaking. Where did they come from? We have been here all along, President Rodriguez said. You just could not see us. The largest ship moved closer to the station. It was 3 times the size of the biggest alien vessel. Its hull was smooth and black, covered in weapons that the aliens had never seen before. This is the New Horizon, President Rodriguez said. Our flagship, one of 500 ships in our fleet. The council chamber was silent. The aliens stared at the screens showing the human fleet. Every ship was more advanced than anything they had ever built. Admiral Ben Curtis appeared on the main screen. He was broadcasting from the New Horizons Bridge. Members of the Galactic Council, this is Admiral Curtis of the Human Colonial Fleet. We request permission to come aboard. High Counselor Zareth could barely speak. Permission ... granted. Within minutes, Admiral Curtis and his officers were in the council chamber. They walked with confidence, no longer the humble visitors from a primitive world. Let me show you something, Admiral Curtis said. He activated a holographic display. The image showed the human city of New Olympus in all its glory. The aliens gasped. The city was massive, beautiful, and clearly very advanced. Millions of humans lived and worked there, surrounded by technology that made alien cities look ancient. "This is New Olympus," Admiral Curtis said. "One of 17 cities we have built throughout the galaxy. We have been your neighbors for decades." Dr. Amy Foster entered the chamber. She was carrying a device that made the aliens' most advanced computers look like toys. "This is our quantum computer," she said. "It can solve problems in seconds that would take your best machines years to complete." She activated the device. In moments, it had analyzed every alien technology in the chamber. The results appeared on the screen. "Your plasma weapons are 300 years old," Dr. Foster said. "Your shield generators are 500 years old. Your fastest ships are slower than our transport vessels." The aliens could not believe what they were seeing. Everything they thought they knew about technology was wrong. Vex-High's crystal skin turned dark with fear. "How long have you been watching?" "You? Since the day we first met," Morrison said. "We have been studying you, learning from you, improving on your designs." President Rodriguez activated another display. It showed detailed intelligence reports on every alien race, their military strengths, their weaknesses, their secret plans. "We know everything about you," she said. "Your weapons, your ships, your defenses. We have been preparing for this moment for 50 years. Ambassador Thurak stood up, his huge body shaking with rage. "This is treachery. You lied to us." "We protected ourselves," Admiral Curtis said calmly. "When you are surrounded by those who think you are inferior, sometimes it is better to let them think so." The aliens realized they were trapped. The human fleet surrounded the station. Human technology was far superior to their own. The balance of power had completely shifted. "What do you want?" High Counselor Zareth asked. President Rodriguez smiled. "We want to resubmit our application for membership in the Galactic Council. But this time, we are not asking as a primitive world seeking help. We are asking as the galaxy's most advanced civilization." The silence in the chamber was complete. The aliens who had laughed at humanity just days ago now sat in stunned fear. "We also want to discuss the future of galactic government," President Rodriguez continued. "It seems the current leadership has become outdated." Admiral Curtis looked at each alien representative. "The galaxy is changing. You can change with it, or you can be left behind. The choice is yours." The revelation was complete. Humanity had shown its true strength. The aliens who had mocked them as primitive apes now understood the truth. The children had grown up, and they were stronger than their parents had ever been. The age of alien dominance was over. The age of humanity had begun. 3 months had passed since the revelation at Kepler 9. The galaxy was a very different place now. The Galactic Council had been completely reorganized under human leadership. Station Kepler 9 was no longer the center of galactic government. That honor now belonged to New Olympus, humanity's hidden city that was hidden no more. Ambassador Jake Morrison stood in his new office overlooking the massive city. He was no longer just Earth's representative. He was now the chief galactic diplomat, responsible for managing relationships between all the races in the galaxy. A soft chime announced a visitor. Vex-High Corthan entered, but he was very different from the arrogant alien who had mocked humanity months ago. His crystal skin was dull, and he moved carefully, like someone who knew they were no longer in charge. Ambassador Morrison, Vex-High, sighed, bowing deeply. "I come to formally request human protection for the Zellarian colonies." Morrison gestured to a chair. "Please sit. Tell me what the problem is." Vex-High sat down nervously. "The Krogan Empire is threatening our outer worlds. They say we are weak and cannot defend ourselves. They are right. Our weapons are old. Our ships are slow. Without human protection, we will be destroyed." Morrison nodded. "I will speak with Admiral Curtis." I am sure we can arrange a defense agreement. Thank you, HFY said, relief clear. In his voice, I know I do not deserve your help after how I treated you before. The past is the past, Morrison said. We are building a new future now. As HFY left, Morrison thought about how much had changed. The alien who had called, humans barely evolved apes, was now begging for their protection. The galaxy's power structure had completely flipped dot in the military section of New Olympus. Admiral Ben Curtis was meeting with Ambassador Thurak. The massive Krogan looked smaller than before, his aggressive manner replaced by respectful caution. Admiral, Thurak said, my people need your help. Our military is weak. We have been living on our reputation for too long. Will you help us rebuild? Admiral Curtis looked at the reports on his desk. Your people have been warriors for centuries, but you stopped learning new ways to fight. We can teach you, but you must be willing to change. We will change, Thurak said quickly. We will do whatever you ask. Admiral Curtis smiled. Good. Captain Mitchell will be your new military advisor. He will help you modernize your forces. Captain Ryan Mitchell entered the room. He was now a colonel, promoted for his excellent work during the Revelation. Ambassador Thurak, I look forward to working with your people. Thurak bowed to both humans. Thank you. The Krogan people are honored by your assistance. In the science section, Dr. Amy Foster was working with alien scientists from 12 different worlds. They were all trying to understand human technology, hoping to learn from it. This matter replicator, said one alien scientist. It can create anything? Almost anything, Dr. Foster said. Food, tools, even complex machinery. We have been using them for decades. The alien scientists looked amazed. This technology was far beyond anything they had imagined. They had thought they were the galaxy's most advanced races, but they had been wrong. How did you advance so quickly? Asked another scientist. Dr. Foster smiled. We never stopped learning. Every time we met a new race, we studied their technology and improved it. While you were content with what you had, we were always trying to build something better. President Maria Rodriguez was in the main government building, meeting with representatives from every major world in the galaxy. The room that had once been used for council meetings was now her office. The new Galactic Charter is ready for signing, she announced. It establishes humanity as the leading civilization, but it also protects the rights of all other races. High Counselor Zareth floated nearby. She was no longer the leader of the council, but she had accepted a position as an advisor. This charter is fair, she said. It gives order to chaos. President Rodriguez nodded. We do not want to rule through fear. We want to lead through strength and wisdom. One by one, the alien representatives signed the charter. The document established humanity as the galaxy's dominant race, but it also created laws to protect weaker civilizations. In the shipyards around New Olympus, alien engineers were learning from human designers. The ships they built together were more advanced than anything the galaxy had ever seen. Your shield technology is incredible, said a Zelarian engineer. It is 10 times stronger than our best defenses. And your plasma weapons, said a Krogan. Engineer, they can cut through our armor like it is paper. The human engineers shared their knowledge freely. They knew that a strong galaxy was better than a weak one. If the aliens could defend themselves, humanity would not have to do everything alone. Colonel Mitchell was training alien pilots in the new fighter ships. The pilots were amazed by the speed and power of human technology. These ships are faster than anything we have ever flown, said a young alien pilot. How do you control them? Practice, Colonel Mitchell said, and trust in your training. These ships are tools. You are the weapon. The aliens were learning quickly. They were eager to prove themselves worthy of human leadership. The mockery and arrogance of the past had been replaced by respect and gratitude. In the depths of New Olympus, Dr. Lisa Parker was working on new technologies. She had been revealed as one of humanity's top intelligence officers, and now she was developing even more advanced systems. The quantum communication network is expanding, she reported to Admiral Curtis. We can now coordinate activities across the entire galaxy in real time. Excellent, Admiral Curtis said. The faster we can communicate, the better we can protect our new allies. The galaxy was becoming a safer place under human leadership. Pirate attacks had almost stopped. Trade routes were protected. Wars between alien races were ending through human mediation. Morrison received a message from Earth. His home planet was celebrating the new galactic order. Humanity had gone from being mocked as primitive to being recognized as the galaxy's most advanced civilization. Sir, his assistant said, there is a group of young aliens here to see you. They want to apply for study programs on human worlds. Morrison smiled. Send them in. The young aliens entered nervously. They were from different races, but they all had the same hopeful expression. We want to learn, their leader said. We want to be part of the new galaxy you are building. Education is the foundation of progress, Morrison said. We will find places for all of you. As the young aliens left, Morrison looked out at New Olympus again. The city was growing every day. New sections were being built to house the increasing population. Aliens and humans worked together in the streets below. The galaxy had learned an important lesson. Strength was not about having the biggest weapons or the oldest technology. Real strength came from never stopping the search for improvement. Admiral Curtis stood on the observation deck of the New Horizon, looking out at the fleet that now protected the galaxy. Human ships flew alongside alien vessels that had been upgraded with human technology. The sight filled him with pride. Admiral, Captain Mitchell said, approaching with a report. The last pirate stronghold has surrendered. The galaxy is now completely secure. Good work, Colonel, Admiral Curtis said. Mitchell had been promoted again for his excellent leadership. What about the exploration missions? The deep space teams have found 3 new habitable worlds, Mitchell reported. We are preparing colony ships for any races that want to expand. Admiral Curtis nodded. The galaxy is big enough for everyone. We just need to work together to explore it. Dr. Foster joined them on the observation deck. The new research station is complete, she said. We now have scientists from 15 different races working on joint projects. What are they developing? Admiral Curtis asked. Medical technology that could extend lifespans for all races. Energy systems that are completely clean. Transportation. That could let us reach other galaxies, Dr. Foster said excitedly. The 3 humans stood together, watching their new civilization grow. Ships moved between the stars, carrying trade goods, passengers, and knowledge. The galaxy was more peaceful and prosperous than it had ever been. A message came in from President Rodriguez. Admiral, the First Galactic Assembly is ready to begin. Representatives from every world are gathering. Admiral Curtis smiled. We will be right there. The Galactic Assembly was held in the largest auditorium in New Olympus. Thousands of beings from hundreds of worlds had come together to discuss the future. Humans sat next to aliens, all working toward common goals. President Rodriguez stood at the podium. 1 year ago, many of you thought humanity was primitive. You laughed at our requests for help. Today, we stand together as equals, building a better galaxy for all. The audience applauded. Even former enemies like Vex High and Thurak clapped enthusiastically. They had learned that cooperation was better than competition. The human colonial government is announcing several new initiatives. President Rodriguez continued. Free education for any being who wants to learn. Medical care for all worlds. Protection for every peaceful civilization. The applause grew louder. These were promises that the old Galactic Council had never made. But most importantly, President Rodriguez said, "We are establishing the Galactic Exploration Initiative. Together, we will explore beyond our galaxy. We will find new worlds, new resources, and maybe even